After a week in office, President Trump's newly enforced immigration policies are being felt across the nation, including right here in Georgia. More than 900 immigrants were arrested and 500 more were detained nationwide. The Drug Enforcement Administration says sweeps went through Atlanta, Savannah, and Cartersville. Megan Western joins us live from Monroe County to share what we know about impacts here in central Georgia.
Good evening, Lori. Well, I reached out to several advocacy groups and people in our local Hispanic community, and they tell me that families are really fearful and full of anxiety. I've even heard reports of people being ripped away from their families and from their places of work right here in central Georgia. Now, I spoke to an attorney and a local sheriff about the future impacts. For the Monroe County Sheriff's Department, it is common to arrest an undocumented immigrant.
We're probably getting anywhere between 10 and 15 a week that are in the country illegally.
Now, these aren't arrests based off status.
Local law enforcement does not have any authority to make an immigration arrest for an immigration law. We don't have that kind of authority.
Sheriff Freeman says these are arrests for state crimes.
We're not knocking on your door, we're not asking for your immigration status, and I doubt we ever would.
State law does require agencies to give information to federal departments about undocumented immigrants that they've detained.
Rarely would Immigration and Customs Enforcement come down and pick them up.
Now, Freeman says under this new administrative push, he expects that to change.
You know, as people are arrested, that's either been convicted or charged with things like armed robbery, burglary, and child molestation, I think those are the people you're going to see that are priority.
But one attorney says this latest drive is impacting more than just people in central Georgia with a violent past.
I did have a client that was picked up by ICE.
Attorney Britt Thames says people who were expected in immigration court on a non-detained docket and were allowed to be out working are also getting picked up.
And in his particular case, you know, he has family here, has U.S. citizen children here, so he has, you know, he'll be filing his case with the court, but unfortunately he'll be doing it detained now.
And Thames says even people with their citizenship or paperwork in order are now fearful for the future.
They're, you know, kind of a panic mode for current clients and past clients.
Now, Thames says that if you're in the country legally, you really have no need to fear unless you go out and commit a crime. He reminds folks that ICE cannot enter your home without a warrant. Now, the American Civil Liberties Union also offers some advice if you are arrested or detained. They remind you that you can ask to make a local phone call. You should ask to speak with your consulate and make sure that your immigration documents are with someone that you trust. Now, if you're a non-citizen, they say that you should speak with a lawyer. Reporting live in Monroe County, Megan Western, 13 WMAZ News.
Thank you, Megan. We also reached out to ICE to find out more about the sweep in Georgia, including any plans in our area. We've not heard back. President Trump took action to crack down on the border and illegal immigration within a few hours after being sworn in. In just one executive order, the president called on officials to expand detention sites to hold migrants. He also increased agreements so local law enforcement can be deputized as immigration officers. They would also be allowed to oversee investigation, apprehension, or the detention of immigrants under the direction of the Secretary of Homeland Security. President Trump also directed federal agencies to set up task forces in all states. The task forces would help state and local law enforcement go after cartels, international gangs, and smuggling networks.